Going to be going through it. Okay, well, we got the computer box. Does everybody see the computer box right here? This is the brains. Yeah, you can come over. You can come over. This is the computer box here. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay. All right, number 2, on-off switch. Now, this on-off switch is not for the whole machine. This is just the on-off switch for the motor, because we'll be actually turning that on and off while we're doing the setup, okay? So all that does is turn off the motor. It does not turn off and on the computer.
Computer's the lower one, or the one in the back?
Yeah, that one's the lower one here. Now, one in the back, obviously everybody know what this is, right?
The fan?
1 horsepower motor, right?
Horsepower.
Yeah, and the one thing, this is one thing that I know, the only time that I've had problems with this is, you know the vehicles with all-wheel drive? That means the transfer case is always in 4-wheel drive, and and basically you hook this up to one of the wheels and all the drive lines want to move. Well, this thing won't power that, okay? So what we've had to do is take the drive line out, disconnect the drive line for us to use this. I've only had to do it twice now in 5 years I've been here, but that is something to do. Not a big deal.
Yeah,
we get a couple of wrenches and drop the drive line. No big deal. There you go. Don't be afraid of that. Okay, the draw knob.
That's only on
Draw. What? No, actually all-wheel drive. Yeah, rear-wheel drive, you don't usually it's okay, you put it in neutral, and as long as it doesn't have positive traction, it's fine. It'll work fine. It'll pull the differential, no problem. But it's positive traction, we might have to disconnect something for that. Okay.
Can I interrupt you 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm going to pass this around. Those of you that are not signed up, do you still have that list? Or did I take it away?
I think I see it
Right there. Oh, that is.
Right here. So Tim's already signed up.
Jackson's not in here.
Dylan's not in here. Alan's already in it. Chris.
The car, right? The vehicle to this machine. And this is supposed to go on nice and easy. If it feels like it's jamming up and it's not turning nicely, that means that it's not square. There's a bind somewhere. See that? This goes right into here. This needs to go easy. We've had already replaced this because we had a really strong student go, oh, it's not working. By the time he's done, stripped out the bolt, okay? Yeah, very strong, okay? So it needs to go really nice and easy. And all this stuff, you don't use a tool. Don't need to be aggressively Hulk tight, just nice and snug. But remember, they need to be snug or we have a vibration and then things are gonna happen wrong. Okay, let me go to the next one. Okay, adjustment flange, number 5. Oh, that's this up here. Here, I'll get out of your way. This right here, they call it adjustments because this is actually the flange that you bolt on to the hub with an adapter, and this compensates for that run out we're talking about. That we've been talking about, how all cars have run out and we got to get it minimal, right? Well, this thing compensates for that little bit of run out it has. Let's say it has 2000s, right? Well, this one will take it right out. So when it cuts the rotor, it's down to 0.
Want me to come to that side?
Either way,
I think the next one is the adjustment solenoid. This is the solenoid that actually does the adjusting. And you're going to hear it here in a few minutes when it's adjusting. You're going to go click, click, clickety, 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 clackety, clickety, clackety. And it's adjusting for the compensation it sees in this. Now, this is not going to see a whole lot. Basically, this is just presentation. When it's on the car, it's real world. But when you hook this up, you're going to already know how much compensation that's in there. And this machine is going to compensate for the rest. And if it doesn't, that means something's wrong. But we're going to move on.
You said this goes to the vehicle?
This is the bolt that actually bolts on to the adapter, which bolts on to the car's hub.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. This is the connection right here.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like much, but once it's together,
I didn't know
it's
if
on
it
it.
was just like, you put something right here, or if it
No.
actually
See,
connects.
it goes right through. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Feed engagement knob, number 7. Laser lamp. Yeah, that's the adapter. That's one of the many adapters.
It goes on this.
Okay, this right here. Anybody work a lathe at all ever?
Yeah. What?
Anybody work a lathe?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Then this is the in and out. This will go in and out this way. Turn this. You watch the head. See the head move, and go out. That's what that is.
That's the field engage. That's
Yeah.
the feed engagement.
That's the feed engagement knob. Now we'll be using this manually until everything's set up, and then once everything's ready, you push it in, and it automatically feeds. And it goes only one direction, of course. It goes from inward to outward, and then there's a special switch right here that you adjust. It turns it off automatically. But we're not going to leave. We're going to watch it. So there's no reason to use that, other than, as they say, don't leave. Somebody has to watch the thing. What's great about it in the real world is you can have this going on flat rate, and you're going to be working on something else on the car, as long as you're not using the engine or anything, of course, or maybe be working on a bench on something else that and then it'll automatically turn off for you. But we're not going to use that. It is there, let you know, but we're going to be watching it. So once it's done, we're going to know. It's basically so that head doesn't come out and crush into the fender well. That's what it's really for. Okay. Disc lock lever. Number 8. Okay. That's this. It looks like this. It looks like a big disc brake itself, right? Right? And that basically it's what flips it upside down for the other side. And it also adjusts where this thing has to fit in the fender well. So you can adjust it and then you tighten it up. Right now, we'll just leave it right there. Of course, right now, we don't have to worry about that too much. Okay. Okay, now we're just talking about the head. Okay, everybody see the head. Okay, automatic shutoff. Here, let me...
Set it right there.
Yeah, let me go ahead and loosen this. Now, this obviously has to go side to side, and this is the depth of the rotor, the depth of the hat. The big trucks that have the big hat, it'll be way out here, and the smaller cars are out here, okay? Now see all this? See, this is not maintenance, Tom. Look at all the dirt.
Yeah.
That's bad, that's bad. Anyways, this is the what is it called again? Automatic shutoff switch. This is the little knobby. See, once it hits this, you can see it actually happened. Actually, it was on. See this? When this presses in, it automatically shuts off the motor, okay? And the motor stops, then the automatic feed stops, because the automatic feed is directly off the motor itself, okay? That's a safety, so this thing doesn't run into the car itself, the fender well, because this is all inside the fender well. Okay, let me hit this. Automatic shut-off cam, that's that right here. This is adjustable. You can move it back and forth wherever you need to, you need that thing to shut off. And as I say, it's a safety thing. We don't focus on it a whole lot other than know it's there and why it's there. Cut depth adjustment, number 11. Okay, that's these right here. If you ever used a lathe, you'd know what I'm talking about. But basically, if this is loose, this way's in, and this way's out. Here, okay, yeah. Okay, they're on a big heavy spring, right? Anyways, and remember, if you pull out, once you get it zero reference, you're going to reference, then you're going to zero it out. See the micrometers here, okay? And I like to keep them on zero as much as possible. Right there, okay, so we'll just leave that alone. Anyways, that's your adjustment. And of course, we keep it loose, and we want to go out as far as we can, so we make sure that the rotor fits in there nicely, right? I'm just going to tighten these up a little bit and move on. Cutting tips and inserts. That's these, okay? That's the blades. That's what we're talking about. We're trying to figure out how we monitor how many times these get cut. Okay? These are them. It's a triangle.
Yeah,
so you got 3 different. Each one does 7 to 10. We'll get to that. I'm going to go ahead and move on, because we're going to talk more about that later. Tool arm lock lever. That's this right here. This locks all this in place. No, that's... What number are we on? 13? 13? Yeah, I'm right. Okay, these lock these in place. Okay, when you loosen this up, now you can adjust your depth. Okay. Okay, cutting head lateral lock. Now that's 14, and that's this guy right here. And this is what this does. This, you set one time. You set it up for your first rotor, and don't touch it. Because when you flip it upside down, it'll already be in the right position already. Because when you're upside down, everything's upside down. So the less you have to mess with, the better. So you never want to touch this after you set it up the first time. Both sides will be the same.
Is that diamond carbide? I didn't actually.
Diamond, I don't know. I think it'll talk about that a little bit later. Yeah. Okay. All you know is they are wheel cut. Okay. Okay, adjustable chip tray. Right here. You lift it up and the chips will fly a little bit, but the higher that's up, the better it'll catch it. And we empty that. Let's try to empty that every night. At least, or yeah. What's that? It comes right up. Yeah.
There's a latch.
There's a latch right there. Yeah. See, this is adjustable. This goes up and down, but this will come out completely. See? You slide it right out, empty it. Okay. Okay. 25-foot cord there. Yeah, we'll be plugging in. I don't usually like to plug it in until just before I need to do compensation. Okay, 4-wheel tray trolley with racks and adapters. Oh, this stuff here. We got nuts. We got nuts here. Lots of nuts. We got lots of adapters. And we got spacers too. We got spacers, see? We got spacers.
Can I interrupt 1 second?
Yeah, because we got to make sure that when we connect to this, we're square. Right. And so if we're maxed out on top, it's gonna bind. So there are adjustments a little bit on it, and a lot of times what I have to do is adjust the car up and down. Okay? You want to try to get it as close to the center as possible. So somewhere between there and all the way to the top. I usually like to do it, as I say, belt height is perfect height. And that, you got all that play. And once you got it on there, it basically becomes part of the car. So the rest is just kind of lays there. Okay.
Blades
Camber
there.
adjustment shocks. Yeah. Okay. That's what they say. All cars have camber. That's what this is all about. See, that's this right here. The car, it depends on the camber of the car. This thing goes up and down. It goes like this. Tool tray. Ta-da. Okay. Included adapters. Okay. What I have never had a problem with is both of these Pro Cuts have all their adapters also. Do not mix the Hunter with the Pro Cut. That'll be deadly. Okay? Do not do it. It won't work anyways. Just please, let's keep the adapters on the adapters. Now the Hunter, some Hunters have more adapters than others. You can interswap those. But try to keep both these Pro Cuts are fully operational. They don't need to be swapped out. The only thing I'm going to try to get for the other one is the chip deflector / silencer. We only have one green one, and this is the most popular one. I'm going to try to get another one for the other one. We have 2 yellows, which is enough, and this one here, this orange one, you're going to find out we're not going to need that very often.
What are those for?
Those are chip deflector / silencers. They keep vibration down, and they also deflect the chips into the tray nicely. They kind of do 2 things.
So do they go like right here?
It goes on.
It goes good. Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah. Okay, here we are. Chip deflectors, toolkit, lubrication oil,
And as it's going through.
nose cone extension, spacer plates, speed nut kit, caliper S-hooks. Oh, there are. If you can use them, you can. We like to use bungee cords, but if this is all you need, because remember when you take the caliper off, you have to hang it. And you want to make sure it doesn't fall, right? If you set it up there somewhere and then you're using it, and if it falls, it's going to yank on the hose.
Yeah.
Damage is going to happen. Make sure it's not only hanging, but it's not going to fall off.
That's what these are for.
That's what those are for.
Where
But-
they hang from though?
What?
Where do you hook them on then?
Oh, right here. Oh, these are for the calipers. You can hang the calipers up out of the way
Yeah.
without disconnecting them. Yeah. We also have lots of bungee cords in the cage. Tons of them.
Those are lifesavers.
I like
So
the
you
bungee
keep-
cords. That's what I usually use.
keep those-
They're more interchangeable. Cutting tips. We have cutting tips locked up. And again, I'm still gonna work on that. Okay, lay specs. Okay, blah blah blah. 123 RPM. Okay.
This machine.
This is all the specs. I don't think we need this. I didn't have any tests on the specs. Okay, okay, before lifting the vehicle. Now we're gonna be on this, but picture the car. Pretend that there's a car, we're actually hooking up a car. Before lifting the vehicle, the front wheel should be straight, the parking brake should be off. Remember, parking brake off, transmission in neutral. So what you do, you bring it in, you lift it up partially, you shake it, make sure it's nice, then you go in there, you can put it in neutral. If you put it in neutral right away, it may roll on you a little bit, right? Before you lift it. So I would partially lift it first and then you're all good. Everybody has plenty of rack experience, right? So you know what I'm talking about. We had M120, should covered that. Okay. All right. According to the lift man, okay. Blah blah. Yeah. Right. Waist level. I like belt level. It works. It says waist level. It works good on my belt. Of course, we have different heights.
Well, you want on my knee, right?
What's that?
On my knees, right?
Yeah, that's why. See, with you, it'd be a little bit lower, right? Yeah. It's just a good guideline for this guy. And the car, yeah.
Car's gonna be near the ground for me.
Well, as I say, it's a guideline. Okay, yeah, you're short, but remember, you got to deal with the height of the machine, not the height of you.
I know. I'm just making fun
Always
of myself.
check
Making
wheel
fun of myself.
bearings. Always check wheel bearings. We've had a couple cars in here that we've got everything done. We see, check the run out. We cleaned everything, and we put it on there, and it has and we try to cut it, and it has a horrible noise, and it's vibrating, and we look, and when we're done, it looks horrible. And then I go over there and go clunk, clunk, clunk. So it'll all work, but the bearing's bad. All the vibrations there, horrible. It ruined the bit, everything.
Hard with you now.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do this. This is the next thing I would do, and I'm sure it's gonna say that. You gotta line these up, right? Okay, see how this one is out more? I'm gonna fix that.
So, what did you say that little knob does?
What,
Like-
this one?
Yeah.
These knobs move these in and out.
Oh, okay.
They're like micrometers.
But you
I
can,
guess.
but you
Yeah,
can, but you can,
exactly.
But it looks like you can also manually move it by hand. Or can you only move them with these?
Oh no, you can manually do it too, because we will be doing that too.
Oh, okay.
I want to get them even.
That's-
I like to keep mine even as possible. You know that? Okay. And then what I'm doing here, come on, get back in. There we go. That's good enough for right now. I like to do, see this? Get these exactly even, right? Tighten this up, and you never have to touch that again. Because even when you take it off and put everything on the other side, it's gonna be the mirrored image. The same thing. The rotors are the exact same way, apart. This is a very tiny hat. So we're gonna have issues probably with this. See how close that is? I'm hoping it'll work.
Yeah, it should go in the between, right?
It should go in between.
So Craig,
Yes.
you're saying just make it as symmetrical as you can get, or just get
Yeah,
it
I like it
exactly?
symmetrical. I like it symmetrical. Now, if we have a problem with this, I might do is move this over a little bit.
On the backside, yeah.
Yeah,
So it fit through.
and then move this in more, and it still have a good cut, but it's not going to be symmetrical. I like it symmetrical, so we have even cut. But we might have to mess with that to make sure it misses the hub. Find the best place to do the cutting. And I found out sometimes I'd rather go under the fender well with this. Like put it under, like the car goes like this and the fender well goes like this. If you can, put it under there. Now sometimes there'll be like a face, like a shield in the back here.
in the way.
You know, it'll be in the way. So you have to go where the caliper is, which is usually like that, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, just to let you know, you got to find that place. Tighten this up. Make sure it's not gonna move. Because when I hit that motor, this thing is torquey. And if that ain't tight, this thing's gonna flip on you. This too, and jot this down. Remember, you're in a car, you're in a fender well, right? And you get your flashlight out and you look behind and make sure that this is not gonna hit any obstacles in the back. You're gonna see the front really easy. The back you won't. So get it back and check it out. Here it's easy, but in a car, it's gonna be kind of tough. You go in there. Sometimes you have to go up underneath. Sometimes you can get your head in there and look down. I'm usually crawling underneath and looking up and seeing if this arm is gonna hit anything. Like the tie rod end, brake line, yeah. Usually brake line's already out of the way. But yeah, You got my point. That's what, I just want to make sure and write that down. Make sure you know. I'll be bugging you on that when we work on the real car. Okay, lock this level, I already did that. Cutting head, I already did. Position, be sure to lock back side. Well, retighten the, okay. This is when you double check. So you double check this, you double check this, and you double check this. This doesn't need to be tightened, but I like it a little snug. So this tight, this tight, this tight, right? Cam, you see it right here. Okay, it's gonna be fine. What you wanna do, make sure that this doesn't turn off in the middle of your cut. Okay, right now we would be done cutting right now, right? And it's not there, so it's fine. Just make sure it's not going to turn off in the middle of your cut.
So you start cutting from way far.
You go in, out. It always goes out, yeah. And what that does is keeps this thing running into your car because it's in the fender well. Some of these fender wells are pretty small.
It all moves on its own, right? Or
What?
that moves out on its own, right?
Yeah, that's why it's got that shut off thing. So if you're not watching it, it'll shut off before it hits, it
Right.
rams itself into the fender well. Okay. All right. Okay, we did that. Okay. We did that. Okay. Cutting head.
So
shut
like
off
your
hand.
car,
God, it's
we
going the
probably
same
have
thing.
to do it down here
Okay.
because your fender well,
Okay.
I'm
Now. We're going to step 3. This is the most important part, and this is the easiest part. Now is time to plug it in. Let's see if we can go over there.
Alan's honors.
Yeah.
So wait, you said this moves out? Does that mean you want to push it in first or
Yeah.
machine?
No. You got to do that after the lateral run out. See, now we got to adjust the lateral run out. You're going to love this. Oh, thank you. Thank you
already
very
got
much.
this time.
Yeah, we'll do this.
Uh-oh.
Here, all right.
Okay, now what you want to do is you turn that on, you wait, okay? You wait, it'll tell you here.
Ready.
Okay, it says the machine mounted securely, press the on motor switch, okay? And then you wait 8 seconds. So you turn it on,
Whoa, man.
all right? Wait 8 seconds, okay? Okay, now that's 8 seconds about right. What it's doing is we're warming up the computer. Okay, all right. Now, give the machine at least 8 seconds to allow the Hall effect sensor reading to stabilize. Then press and hold the start button for 2 seconds. Go ahead. Okay, let go. Okay, this is when it's taking all the run out. It's calculating the run out that's in the hub and the rotor and zeroing it out according to what the rotor should have. Okay, that's what's happening. And you can hear it, it's happening right in here.
Did you see how it wobbled and now it's not?
Yeah.
How it wobbled kind of at first. and now-
Stabilized.
Yeah. Now it's just straight.
Okay, now look over at your screen. What does it say?
Ready to cut and optimum.
Ready, and yeah. Now, there's 2, normally you want 2 green lights, but if there's only one green light and it's a big car, you're okay. If it's a small car and a very finicky
You good, Jose.
customer, you're gonna want 2. So if that's not the way, or let's say if it didn't have any, let's say it just said, try again. There'll be a red light on there, try again. You're gonna disconnect everything, you're gonna flip that adapter 180, you can flip the rotor 180, whatever you can do to change it up, put it back together, try it all over again, right? Usually that'll work and then you'll get 2, okay? Okay, so we're done. Okay.